Today we're going to take a look at a play out of the Singleback bunch base formation, and the play is called PA verticals. So we're going to go over this play route by route with gameplay footage so that you can see not only what hot routes we make, but also so you can see over and over just how effective this play is in a real game rather than just in practice mode. Initially I was going to do a video of another full scheme for you guys using a custom playbook, but since this is my first video in a week due to the fact that I went to Cleveland on vacation, I just wanted to get something up quick so that you guys could have something to go to the field with over the weekend. Now I definitely still am going to do the full scheme for you custom playbook guys, but since not everyone uses a custom, I figured I'd just show my favorite play from that formation. And the great thing about this play is that we can audible to strong close and take advantage of my money 2-point conversion play that can also be used on big 3rd and 4th downs. It's incredibly hard to stop, especially in a hurry-up offense. So if you haven't seen that play, I'm going to put a link to it in the description so that you can go check it out. So as you can see here, the first route is the X route, and against off-coverage man defense, this is pretty much a guaranteed completion, and also does a good job against certain zone defenses as well. It's just an all-around great route. Now the fact that our best route is away from our bunch set is a great advantage to us. While our opponent is worrying about the damage we can do with our 3 wide receivers bunch to the right, we can just hit the X route to the left all day long. And as soon as they start to cheat to the X route, then we can start taking advantage of the bunch set, which has always been effective in Madden. So, now that you've seen the success that we've had against off coverage, you're probably wondering, what about press coverage? Well, it's not as effective, but we can still definitely get big separation for a wide open completion. Against press, basically I'm going to make 1 or 2 quick reads to the right side, and then my 2nd or 3rd read is going to be back to the X route. The other great thing about this play and route is that if by chance everything is covered, or maybe we miss the initial read on X, all we need to do is stay patient, and the X route is actually going to bounce off the sideline, getting a major speed boost, allowing us to still get a big-time completion for big yards. This works against any defense and has bailed me out many times when I made bad reads, or if I took too long to throw the ball, or just against max coverage defense. Now this does work best on the left hash mark due to the fact that we're going to get a sideline bounce quicker, but it can absolutely be done from the right hash as well. It's just going to take longer to progress. You're going to even notice at times that I ignore wide open receivers because once I noticed that this route would bounce off the sideline, I just wanted to see if it would do it every time. And it definitely does. I absolutely love this route. I love it. So now we're going to take a look at the A route, and once I snap the ball and identify that it's a zone defense, this is absolutely going to be my primary read. The fact that zone defense is so bad this year, the only way that it's really going to be stopped is by a user defender lurking in the middle of the field. But as you're going to see later in the video, we're going to make a couple hot routes that will make it almost impossible for our opponent to shut us down if all he does is lurk the middle of the field. Zone defense is bad enough this year that it really plays to our advantage with this play. Also keep in mind that the different looks that we're going to give our opponent mixing this play in our full scheme is really going to make us that much harder to stop. So if you do use a custom playbook, make sure that you check back to the channel for the full scheme that'll be out in a few days. Also, just a couple details here while you continue to watch us hitting this A route against zone defense is that this bunch base formation has 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 1 fullback, and 1 running back. Now, I like to go to the 2 tight end package or just substitute in a speedy halfback or tight end. The player that you're going to need to sub in for this formation is the RB route. That's the fullback by default. Also, if you like to use the Raiders, which is a team I love using this formation with, you don't need to make any substitutions because Marcel Reese is a nasty fullback with a lot of speed. We're going to put RB on a zig route pretty much 95% of the time. The other 5%, we're just going to leave him on his default auto motion route. Now, I would say that this route, while extremely simple, is probably the one route that really keeps my drives going, because while my opponent is focusing on these other effective routes, this is just that one route that it does a really nice job of burning man defense, any type of blitz, if they're running man defense, and it does a good job of getting underneath zone as well. Even if we're only picking up 4, 5, 6 yards, like I said, it just does a really nice job of getting underneath zones to the flat and pick up yards. Now, the B receiver is our wild card. This is an unbumpable route, so there's a lot of things that we can do with it. For the most part, I do like to put him on a streak unless I notice a lot of too deep safeties. In that case, it's not going to be as effective. So for me, I'm going to use the streak a lot against zone in hopes that I can get a one-on-one matchup. Or if my opponent loves to use the safety on the right side, because if he starts biting down to other routes, then sometimes we can just throw a wide open lob pass. Or if they're one safety deep, I'm usually going to make 1 or 2 reads, and then sometimes I'm going to peek over and notice that he's wide open and just tap the button. Also, if they play a cover 0, that's usually going to be an easy lob pass as well, especially since it is an unbumpable route. The other things that we can do with the B receiver just depend on the types of coverages that I see throughout the course of the game. But I really do love a smart routed out route. Clearly those routes do great against man coverage, but if it's zone, an out along with a zig means that the chances are one of those 2 receivers are going to be open. If not, then we also have the tight end post over the middle, which is great against zone. So putting B on a streak, a drag, a smart routed out route, a smart routed in route, just an in route, are all good options, especially if you're good at deciphering what your opponent's adjustments are going to be. So I hope you guys like the play. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.